Reverend Mark Burns, we thank you so much for joining us as we know that you serve as a spiritual leader within the White House and have a special relationship, obviously, with the administration. Tell us a little bit about this report that's been released around Christian persecution in Nigeria, and specifically how the White House, how the administration, how Congress, why now with this report and the interest in this area?
Well, I mean, again, this is something that President Trump has been holding dear. He made a vow to this when he read all this, how important the Christian community has been around the world. And so when we see what's happening in Nigeria, and I want to be very clear, you have Muslims and Christians both are being persecuted by those who have taken the faith and they have used it for their own gain. And President Trump is not like President Bill Clinton, whereas what happened with Rwanda and the Tutsis, Hutus. And he says, listen, unlike Bill Clinton and others who decided not to move to stop the genocide of Black people, President Trump said that's not going to happen on his watch. And so he's a president that has made it very clear with the creation of the faith office in the White House and of course, the dispatchment of people like me as a spiritual advisor around the world, that it's important that the world knows, regardless of what race you are, what color you are, what your religion is, no matter where you are geographically. If you are killing people because of their faith, that is something that's not going to stand on his watch. And so he's made that very clear. That's why the president has made a strong stance on what's happening in Nigeria.
Thank you for that. Give us some insight into the policy components. What can we expect from a policy standpoint? What will come out of these recommendations by the president?
Well, I think it's important, and I want to speak for the president himself, but I can simply say, because the president is his own man and he speaks for himself. But I can say this is a good thing for Nigeria. This is a good thing for all people in those regions. We're going to get a hold of it. We're going to grab a hold of it. I've been in communication with several high-ranking members of the Nigerian government, spoken with several members of your current leadership, and they are welcoming some of these recommendations. The ultimate goal is to make sure that the people are safe. And that's the biggest thing that's going to come out of these recommendations, that people are going to be safe. Right now, you have lack of security in some of these remote regions. And it's leaving people, again, I want to be very clear. It's not just Christians, because you're looking at armed herdsmen. You're looking at it's a group of individuals, people who are taking advantage of the least of them. And so my recommendations to the president, I'm happy that they're being heard. And the biggest thing that the Nigerian people need to be excited about, and I've spoken to so many leaders, whether it be imams in those regions who are also being killed. Just recently, you had 8 Muslims who were beheaded. And so this is a bunch of people that need to be brought to heel. And the president is not going to sit back and let innocent people continue to die. And so obviously we would like it for the government to do more. But we're here to assist. We're here to put a stop to the killing of Christians. We're here to put a stop to the killing of the Muslims in those communities. And the president is not going to stand by and watch innocent blood be shed. So the biggest thing that's going to come out of these policies is protection for the innocent. That's what we do as spiritual diplomats. We fight for the voiceless, for those that need to have a voice. And I'm happy to play a very small part, very small part in helping that come to pass.
Reverend Mark Burns, we thank you so much. And lastly, before we go, can we expect anything additional beyond the 100 troops on the ground? Anything additional next steps as a result of these recommendations?
I'm going to say stay tuned. It's going to be great. You're going
Thank
to
you.
love it. You're going to be happy. Let me just say that much. You're going to be very happy.
Thank you so much for your time, Reverend Mark Burns. And please do. We appreciate you. And we'd love to have you back again soon.
Thanks for having me.